Welcome to Libertarians Drinking Coffee Live. Yes, Larry Sharp here. It's 3 p.m. on the East Coast, and I want people to know, why do I do this? Because there are people running around this country, this state, their cities, their towns, trying to make things better. They're libertarians all over the place, and I'm very lucky today to have with me a man out of Kentucky who's been on this show before. This is his second time on this show. He was running for office before, but now he's trying to save somebody else and saves another part of his community. The man himself, James Toller. How are you, sir?
Doing good, Larry. I appreciate everything, having me on. When I contacted you, got back to me real quick. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. No, you have a very specific issue you're dealing with that we deal with across the country, right? But you have it to where it's specific and you can see it happening. And that is eminent domain. That's when the government decides, we're just going to take your property, right? And we're deciding that it's correct for whatever reason we decide, and we're just going to take your property. And if you're a libertarian watching, or someone who may not be libertarian, but you care about this, it's time for you to like, comment, and share this so people can see what we're going to talk about. This is a specific issue where the government's coming in and ruining a community. So before you go into your story, James, I just want to bring this up. Here in New York, we had a similar situation in a city called Utica here in New York, where they decided to take away about 40 different businesses and homes to put in a hospital. And they were literally just taking out homes. Businesses left the city. It was devastating. Tell me about what's happening in your area. It's called Russell. Is that right? That's the name of the place?
Yes, it's in Russell, Kentucky. It's straight down 64 East there, right there, pretty much on the tri-state area there with Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. But what it is the government down there is trying to enact eminent domain on a personal care facility down there, which is Russell Convalescent Home. And they are housing right now that I believe they have 25 mentally disabled adults. And what really struck me the wrong way is here in Kentucky, when a government, local government or state government or whatever, wants to enact the eminent domain, they're supposed to formally let the homeowners and or business owners know formally. They didn't do that. The owners, the employees, the residents, they found out by a newspaper article.
Wow. So hold on. So this is not just the people who own the facility. This is also the workers there who all have jobs. And these are the actual people who they have a disability. You said that, are they mentally disabled, you said?
They are.
So mentally disabled adults are there, and they all just found out by a newspaper article, oh, by the way, you're gone.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. The lady that works down there, she contacted a lady, which is now a registered libertarian, by the way, contacted her, and she reached out to someone that she knew there locally that was involved with LPKY here. And he reached out to me and sent me the article. And I just immediately, I jumped on top of it, got the number to the place and talked to the worker there. And it's really a sad situation. I went down, I believe it was either June or July. I went to the city council meeting to speak. I get up.
Why did you go down, James? Why did you go down?
Well, one thing, whenever I ran for office in 20 and in 22, that I put out that I would do as a state representative is to help and protect and stand up for what is right for everybody in Kentucky, not just my.
So hold on. I want to be clear. That means these aren't like your friends who work there.
No. I didn't know them from Adam. Never met them, never talked to them or anything.
James, kudos to you for not just talking the talk, but walking the walk, and for actually getting out there and saying, you know what, this doesn't affect me directly, but it affects the community. And I'm going to step out and I'm going to do something, even though it doesn't affect me personally. This is what I love. Brother, thank you for that. That's amazing.
You know, I don't do it for any kind of recognition or anything. I just do it because it's the right thing to do. But with that being said, now since I made that first phone call down there, I went to the city council meeting, like I said, in June. I get up to speak, and as soon as the words eminent domain come out of my mouth, they told me to shut up. I couldn't talk.
No.
Um, yeah, well, that kind of made me want to fight even more.
Oh yeah. They poked the
And
bear
even
there.
even to the point of going to the city council meeting, I still hadn't personally face to face met any of them. And I only met the lady that works there and one resident at the city council meeting that night. But whenever they shut me down, that just made me want to go even harder. So since that point, I've been going. It's about a 2-hour drive for me to get there. I've been going down at least one day a week, every single week,
Wow.
and being there at the home
Wow.
and meeting, talking with the residents, interacting with the residents, and things like that. Now it's like family to me.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
so it kind of brings on a little different role now, being that that's the case.
Of
But
course, but the point being though is that what most people don't see and what obviously you see is sometimes just showing up matters, right? Just showing up and saying, "I'm here," right? You need somebody, I'm here. That this is amazing.
yeah, especially with the population, this population, you know, they're in this home. Some of them's been there almost 20 years,
Mhm.
and they don't have really a lot of family. They don't come and see them,
This is
so
their home.
yeah. So the only people that they have is what is now their family, and that's the
Right.
people that live there. So seeing somebody else come in really picks their spirits up, and
Sure.
you know smiles all the time. When somebody walks in.
So, but
Uh,
you also had Spike Cohen show up. He came also, right?
yeah, back in August we had an event here in Kentucky. It was a training event. We had Trish Butler and Spike for LPKY. We had a training event, and I spoke with Spike there about the eminent domain case, and immediately Spike jumps on board.
Mhm.
Um, and since then, he put out a post that went crazy uh, over Facebook, Twitter, and everything. And Spike's really took it to a whole new level. And so we continued conversation, over a month or so. And finally, we decided, we're going to bring Spike in. We're going to have a protest. And then we're going to go to city council meeting. Uh,
And what
and
happened?
that was yesterday. Had a really good turnout, just for 2 Facebook posts and 1 Twitter post. Had a great turnout. So we went over. They tried to pack the house before we got there so they could say, well, we're full capacity. You can't come in. And not only that, they advertised city council meeting starts at 6:30. They started it at 6. So
Mm,
they tried everything that they could. But as soon as we started seeing people pull into the lot, we knew what was going to happen. So, well, first car pulled on the lot. Somebody came and said, "Hey, we got to go. Somebody's going in." And we went over and we pretty much packed the house ourselves.
nice.
Um,
Very nice.
and but they only allowed 2 of us to speak, uh, and so everybody that was over there decided that Spike and myself would speak. Uh, did they? They acted like they listened. Um,
Yeah. They
but
always
it's
act that way.
government. Yeah, but it's government.
Yep.
Um, you know, I hope they did. I told them, I said, because one of the things they're wanting to take this home and demolish it for a parking lot and a green space and a farmer's market. Um,
So they hold on, they're gonna demolish the home. Did they at least come up with a plan for what to do with the people?
no, no, they're not helping in any aspect at all of that.
Wow. Just get out, goodbye. We want a farmer's market there.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
And is the farmers market going to be owned by a private organization or by the county? Do you know?
Oh, the city.
The city. Mhm.
Yeah, the city. The city. Here's the thing: the city and the city attorney owns everything in Russell.
Ah, got it.
Uh,
Okay. That's how
Yeah,
it works.
exactly.
Okay.
Plus, there's one city council member that lives right next door to the place. So he don't want it there. And the weird part about that is that city councilman, back whenever the COVID vaccines came out and things, that home had some extras. So they went across the street and said, if any of you all need some COVID vaccine shots, you can come over and we've got them. Of course, they're scared to death of the residents, the city council is, and the mayor, so they're not going to go over there. But, however, that city councilman, his wife went over to get the vaccine.
Mm,
It's good enough for him to go in and get something like that, but it's not good enough
absolutely.
for him to go over and spend time with them. Dreama that works down there, she contacted the mayor by email and asked him to come over and have lunch with them. Talk to the residents, answer some
Sure.
questions for the residents. He said, "Oh no, I'm out of town." Well, come to find out, he didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, he didn't want to talk with them all. Well, look, if you guys who are watching, I put some links in the description. The bottom link I put is actually the detailed story from the Daily Independent. So if you want to read the story and what actually happened, you can click that, link that. There's a couple pictures of Spike out there. If you want to see who's going on, you can go there also. I also put a link to James's Facebook page. If you want to check out his Facebook page, there's links there also, right? That's there also. And also, if you want to support these people, you can click on the GoFundMe, right? There's a GoFundMe there. If you want to click on that, that's going across the bottom now. If you want to throw them some cash to see if they can find a way to find another place. James, you also talked about a signature you can sign, right?
Yes, there's a petition out there on change.org.
Change.org petition also. So you can go to any of those if you want to help out. But what I would ask you to do, no matter what, if you can do any of those, great. But no matter what, comment and share this so other people see. Eminent domain is everywhere. It's not just Kentucky. It's not just New York. It's everywhere. And these types of things happen. And this is where you find local tyranny that doesn't get publicized, right? This is local tyranny that is not publicized, but we can publicize it, right? We can be the ones. And I'm so glad Spike jumped in this. I'm glad you reached out to me. I'm glad you did it, brother. You're the hero here. You're the guy who stepped up when you had to step up.
I haven't done anything, guys. This is just something that I preach and something I do.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm gonna give a comment here that I have right now that is really good. Shelly pops up. She goes, "Doing something just because it's right is the definition of honorable." She is correct, James. Well done. She is correct.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, I get told thank you every day by people down there, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need a thanks. I don't. My thanks comes at the end when we beat this government, and I see the smile on the residents' faces.
So, do you think we can beat them? Is that realistic?
Yeah, I think so. There's just so much corrupt and conflict of interest things goes on there within this case. I mentioned the city attorney a while ago. She has a high-end spa right next to the city building, and then right next to that's her lawyer firm and things like that.
Gotcha.
The city attorney owns 3 parking lots within the city already.
Wow.
And when I say they're wanting to put a farmers market there, eminent domain, like I mentioned last night's city council meeting, eminent domain's not meant for city gain.
Right.
And I told them every farmers market I know across the country, especially here in Kentucky, they charge their vendors to set up. And I said, it don't matter if you only charge each vendor a penny, it's still city gain.
Right.
So there's just so much stuff that's wrong with this case. Eminent domain's wrong, period. It's never justified. But this case particularly, it's just so much that's wrong with it that can be
you could understand if it was eminent domain, like, I don't know, maybe the building was going to collapse on people and they were refusing to fix it or something. I mean, maybe at least then we have a conversation, right? Then maybe there's something. But because I want to have a farmer's market, how is that even close to even a conversation I'm domain?
Yeah, it's nowhere close, Larry. And it's a shame. Every time I go down there, it just makes me more frustrated.
Let me grab a couple of comments. Some people are commenting. Diona says, "This is how we handle helping people as Libertarian Party against government overreach." I'm so proud of my party, and may this story inspire affiliates and libertarians nationwide to come together and stand up for citizens. Yes, I would agree with that. Yes. Melissa says, you should see the comments on my public post I shared of the local newspaper coverage. Attorney Troxler showed up in the comments. Is that right?
Yes. That post it's crazy. These 3 or 4 people that's standing behind the government down there thinks that they're just all this and that whenever we've got thousands across the country, you know, and a lot locally, that's standing up and saying something. They're like, well, we're going to go start our own story. It seems like it's one-sided here, all of you against me. You know, really, it is.
Yes. Tell me about the hashtag We're Pretty Too. What's that?
Yeah, that's they keep saying, you know, that they're wanting to do it for city beautification. And so, and with this population, you put them both together, you know, a lot of people, they look down on that population.
Sure.
So, you know, we had started the hashtag, you know, We're Pretty Too. And, you know, it's going good, and, you know, been a lot of support to come in.
So what you're saying is they're saying that we have to get rid of these people because these people aren't beautiful. We have to make it more beautiful by putting in a farmer's market that we can charge money for.
Exactly.
Wow, that is insulting. I get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And also too, the reason they're wanting that parking lot, I almost forgot about this. The city owns a building just right next door to this as well, that they're turning into, I believe they're going to call it the beer garden. So it's going to be more or less like a bar. So they need a little extra parking for that as well. So, you know.
Yeah. No cronyism there. No cronyism at all. Yeah, absolutely. No. So I don't know who Dreama is, but Dreama says, you forgot about him coming to have our residents work for him. What's this about? Tell me about this.
Yeah. I believe she's talking about the city councilman. He's had the residents to come and do work for him, and things like that. And it's another reason, you know, why do you want to use these people if they're not good enough to be in your city?
Yeah.
You know, it's just crazy. It's absurd of what these city councilmen and the mayor, they'll use anybody, but they don't want anybody. And that's crazy.
Yeah. Lepke says, eminent domain, when misused, can destroy lives. My family was a victim of Robert Moses. For those you don't know, in New York State, Robert Moses eminent domained a whole bunch of our state to create highways and roadways and just trashed people's lives doing it. So, yeah, just so he could build out more roads. Not that I'm against roads, but I'm against eminent domain, right? Exactly right. Just trash his lives. And this is my worry, right? It's if this was, I don't know, not that it would matter, but at least it might feel better. If it was some wealthy guy, it was his third home, and you knocked down his third home, that would still be wrong, but at least he'd be okay. He'd survive, right? But these are people who it's their home and they're disabled. So this is a double wham. It's your home and you're disabled, and there's no answer. How are they going to recover? I mean, I really hope that we can win. What's the next step? What can people do? Is the GoFundMe the right answer? Is the hashtag We're Pretty Too the answer? Is what's going to help out the most?
You know, anything and all the above combined. I mean, any kind of help, any kind of support, anything like that will go a long way. You know, if you want to donate some money, it don't matter if it's only a dollar. You know, I mean, it can go a long way in something like this. You know, and also too, you know, to look away. I mean, not to take away from the Russell event there, but another thing that can help that is everybody contact their U.S. representative and tell them to start. You know, let's overturn this New London deal out of New Jersey. Let's get that thrown out. You know, that can help. That can go a long way.
Well, you just brought this up. Dustin brought this up. He says, has he heard anything from Rand Paul on this? I don't know if he can do anything as a senator, but his voice would help. Uh-oh, you're laughing. What happened? Tell me what happened.
Wow. All right. So we've been hitting Rand Paul and Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey is the U.S. representative in that district.
Wow, is that right?
Okay. Yes. And we have been nailing them hard. We've personally called them, their cell phones. We've sent them emails. We've done everything. And over the last week, we've been blasting them on Facebook, social media, everywhere. They won't even do as much as make a little comment about anything.
Wow.
So, you know,
that's very disappointing.
Yeah, it is. You know, after we a little while after we started coming down on Thomas Massey pretty good on social media, the picture popped up. I believe I don't know if it was like from last Saturday or not, but I know it was on a Saturday. Thomas Massey, a Thomas Massey picture with one of the city council members from Russell together. You know, so maybe that's why he hasn't. But still, even if he come out to, you know, and supported it or went against it, he could at least said something.
Sure. No, I agree. Matthew brought the same question. He says, eminent domain almost always preys on people whom can least afford to defend themselves or recover from damages. This is very true. And he asked the same question. Where is Thomas Massey? So everyone's asked the same question.
Nobody knows. I mean, I put out just a funny hashtag the other day, you know, hashtag where in the world is Thomas Massey?
Yes.
You know, but nobody knows. I mean, yeah, I mean, we know that they're in session. They're probably in Washington, but still, it goes back to what I was saying. Could at least put out some kind of a statement or something to show his support.
To be fair, I mean, I get that they're busy. I do. I get that this is an issue, you know, for them to be out, you know, doing stuff at the national level. I get that completely. My issue is, don't you have a local rep who could have at least showed up and said something? Or, you know, don't you have a local rep that would show up there? I get maybe Thomas Massey can't fly back from DC. I get that. Maybe Rand Paul can't fly. I understand that.
We are talking
maybe you'd have a local rep who could come up and go, hey, eminent domain is wrong. Or maybe your you know, social media team could tweet something. I'm just saying.
Well, here in Kentucky, it's been proven by 3 independent studies that we have the most corrupt government in this country. We have reached out numerous of times. I mean, when I say numerous, I don't mean 3 or 4. To all 100 state representatives and all 35 of our state senators. We heard one little email back from one state representative that wasn't even no state representative. A couple of weeks ago, Kentucky had a special session in their state legislature. I went to the special session. I was sitting up at the top on the balcony. I looked down. I see my opponent. I was like, now's the time. I texted him. I said, I need to speak with you whenever you take a break. He said, okay, meet me in front of the chamber doors. All right, sure. And I talked to him. Of course, face to face, he was against it, you know. And I told him, I said, I would like to speak with a representative in their area. And he said, I'll get you a meeting set up with him. Still yet have I heard anything about a meeting. After that was over with, Dreama down there sent my state representative an email. Still yet have we heard back from that email. It's like they don't care.
That's the hardest part, right? And Sam brings up, we were in a green room yesterday talking about this idea that so many of the elected officials and even some of their workers and such, they have almost a disdain for actually, you know, going back to the places where they came from. A lot of times you find that to be true, right? Yes. Dustin can't believe it. He's like, wow, can't believe it. Yes.
So, it's just crazy. So it's literally, if we don't stand up for these people, who's going to?
Yes. Yes, you're right.
It's just obvious. You know, like I said, they became my family, and it's just it's pitiful.
Lepke says, when you have invested your life savings and hard work into a property and the government takes it away, giving you only a fraction of the value, it can cause a nervous breakdown. I think Lepke's right. I mean, the other
Yeah.
thing is if you're working there, that's your job, right? That's your livelihood. So I've never done that kind of work, but I have to assume that if you're going to work there with those same people for several years, even the workers now are like family, right? I mean, isn't everyone going to be like family there? You're not
Well,
going to want to lose your job too.
yeah, no, you're exactly right. I might get shot over saying this, but you know, Dreama, she's obviously watching. You know, she works there,
Mhm.
and you know, she she is literally, I think she's like on her 20th day straight at 16 hours a day.
There we
You
go.
know, so it's just like family to everybody.
Yes.
You know, not just the residents, but between the residents and the workers. Um, and it's really a, you know, a great atmosphere. You know, if you don't know about this kind of population, I would just say please research it, because you know, I go down there and I'm amazed every time I go down there. You know,
Mhm.
these people, they may have a mental disability, but you know, these people are intelligent. It may not be in the same subject, you know, or anything like that, but the subjects that they are very super intelligent on, they will probably blow any politician out of the water on that matter.
Sure, probably. Yep. Absolutely. 100%. I'm very I'm sorry to hear that things aren't going well. However, I'm happy that there is some hope. Please keep fighting. If you need something from me, as you know, just reach out. You know, I'll respond. Reach out if you need something. If there's any way I can help, please let me know. If I can reach out to somebody for you, please let me know. I'll do that too. Let me know offline if you think there's a message I can send. I'm happy to send one if you think it's appropriate. But yeah, everyone else watching, if you can sign a petition, please do that. If you can throw a couple bucks, please do that. If you can't, no worries. Click the link and you can read the full story. Check out James's Facebook page. The details are there. What happened yesterday, all those things are there. The most important thing you can do is to like and comment and share this so others see this story. That's the most important thing, because I hope we can win here in Kentucky. But whether we win or lose here, there will be more fights for eminent domain. This isn't the last one. There's
Yep.
going to be more. So I want to
And
thank you, James, for coming by.
I would say too, anybody in Kentucky, or if you just need to, if you're not in Kentucky and you need help, maybe fighting an eminent domain case, give me a call.
There we go.
You know, I don't care if you're in Kentucky or not. I'll at least try to talk you through it. But if you're in Kentucky, I'll do everything I can to jump in and try to help.
There we go. So anything else before we wrap this up? Anything else you wanna bring up that I might have missed?
No, I think that's it. You know, that's the gist of the whole story, and as corrupt and as nasty as it may be, that's the gist of it.
There we go. There we go. Guys, thank you so much for watching, everybody. James, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Thanks for telling your story.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate you having me on.
All righty, guys. I will see you all very soon.